Welcome back to Real and Uncut Podcast, where we review movies. I've got my co-hosts Russell,
What's going on?
Scott,
What's up?
and what we do is we take movies and we rate them on the Walkout Scale. Thanks, Brandon, for the title for that. Last we did Obsession, and next week's will be, so that we don't forget it because we forgot on the last one. Next week's will be Game Night is the next week's episode.
Do you want to explain the walkout scale for somebody that's their first episode?
Why don't you explain it, Russell, since you hate it so much?
The walkout scale is the most ingenious rating method anyone's ever come up with.
Exactly.
It's the scale on which you would walk out of a movie. So 10 means you would absolutely walk out of that movie and you would never watch it again. And 1 means you would probably sit through the entire credits. It's the best movie you've ever seen.
And I think we got one that's a contender for the walkout scale, dethroning War of the Worlds.
I don't agree with this at all.
All right,
My vote will outweigh. Let's just go.
All right, so the 3 movies that we're covering today are Wet Hot American Summer,
Cinema,
Extract with Jason Bateman,
pretty good.
and then the one that might beat out War of the Worlds, Liar Liar with Jim Carrey.
Classic.
Come on now.
I knew I'd offend Scott.
I know,
with that
I'm
one.
offended.
Taking shots at him. All right, so just to start this out, to start it out on a high note, we're going to start out with Russell's pick.
Wet Hot American Summer.
Do you want to just do the synopsis?
Do you have a synopsis?
Synopsis.
Synopsis. All right. Excuse me.
Get your voice ready.
Hold on, let me get
Do
a
your
little bit
vocal.
of product placement.
What episode was that when he was like,
Oh, dude, I
coughing?
That's every episode.
feel like I was drowning that episode, dude. I had so much in my throat. That's what she said. Anyway, Wet Hot American Summer. And the last day of Camp Firewood in the summer of 1981. Oh, let me restart that. It's the last day of Camp Firewood in the summer of 1981, and nobody in charge is remotely qualified to be in charge. Counselors are chasing hookups, dodging responsibilities, and cramming a whole summer's worth of unfinished business in about 16 hours. I hate this synopsis. There's a talent show to put on, a piece of falling space debris to worry about, and a cook who may or may not have been may or may not be having a full conversation with a can of vegetables. It's a spoof of every sweaty 80s camp comedy played completely straight-faced by a cast that would go on to run half of comedy, loose, dumb, and proud of it. Talk about the can of vegetables. Did you pick up whose voice that was?
It sounded familiar, but I didn't.
It's
pay
Bob from Bob's Burgers.
Okay.
And
Oh,
Archer.
no way. Okay.
Yeah, it's H. John Benjamin. And so again, then you've got old boy from Law and Order being the cook.
I don't know. I mean, you had a great cast. They just executed very poorly.
Russell's
know.
gonna get a
You
little
hate
ganged
that
up on.
synopsis because it really just ties together like how basic the movie was.
Nah, it doesn't do it justice. Oh yeah, I guess I should give you notes, but it doesn't do it justice on how. Which I did give Dylan I did watch this movie at 15. Got
High,
obsessed with
and
it. I don't think I was high when I watched it. I mean, I've watched it a lot of times high,
Yeah.
but not the first time. But I was obsessed. So the guys that did this, Michael Showalter and David Wayne were the writers, and David Wayne was the director. Michael Ian Black, who has a role in this movie. The 3 of those had a comedy troupe called Stella. They had a TV series. I think I recommended it on one of the previous episodes. So this is just my exact lane of comedy. It's real weird. Just kind of, I don't know how to describe it. Dylan will describe it as terrible. I think it's amazing.
So just to
Give me your counterpoint.
it's a $1.8 million budget. Guess
Is it
what the
really?
box office was?
It's probably less than that.
$295,000.
I'm not surprised. It wasn't it's become a cult classic. It was not a success when it came out.
There's so many movies that came out in that time that were an absolute success, and this one was not it.
But it didn't. Paul Rudd wasn't a name other than Clueless. Like nobody. I mean, I guess you had Janine Garofalo, but it wasn't.
I mean, you have Mike Judge, and you have Beavis and Butthead, and King of the Hill, and all these things that are fantastic. Like, it should just be automatic success.
Was Mike Judge in this movie? Or are you looking at the wrong
Oh,
notes?
no, I was looking at the wrong notes. Sorry.
Yeah.
My bad.
A little. I was about to say
had
that
the-
was.
That was the Extract one. I was getting those two confused.
No, David Wayne. For those who don't know, he went on and did Role Models, and Michael Showalter made The Eyes of Tammy Faye. Like they're both have become accomplished directors in their own rights.
I had to look at
Nothing
Christopher
burgers.
Maloney's thing because he's the guy he's in Law and Order SVU, and that's where I knew him from. And I'm like, which one happened first? And I didn't know. I wasn't quite sure. It was Law and Order. That was '99. It started it, and so this movie was 2001. Because I was like, was he doing the same? Was he doing that show when he did this? Because it's such a weird thing to see him do.
I'm sure he just was like, after dealing with all those, sexual assault cases every week, you're like, let me do something weird and fun.
And then he's a
Like-
weird fucking vet that's
Humps fridges.
talking about rubbing dirt all over his ass.
Yeah, he's gonna go fondle his sweaters and that. It's just
I think there were so many moments like this thing. It had so many moments where I was just like, oh, and then nah, because like they tried to. The way that I put it to Russell this morning when we were recapping this before the podcast was like, these guys watched like Mel Brooks or like Naked Gun and things like that from the other room, and they're like, hey, let's make a movie kind of like that. And like they didn't, like none of the beats hit in the way, like if I was stoned, probably they would hit better, but like it was just missed opportunity after missed opportunity, and like they did not hit it good enough that the jokes landed for me. For me, it was just like every one of them, like you could see where it was going. I did have notes that like the one part that I thought was absolutely hilarious was at the very end where the Molly Shannon is marrying a fucking child. Weird, like weird. But they were talking about having shrimp at their wedding. And then Janine Garofalo's like, better not be jumbo shrimp because I'm allergic to oxymorons. And I was like,
That was a good line.
that was a
that's
funny
so
line.
funny
It
that
was-
that's the part of the movie you thought was the funniest.
I was looking for it for all of it, and there was none.
There's so many great moments though. Like,
If you were a 15-year-old that was high and watched this movie, yes, there's 1,000 moments. But
You're getting ganged up on this one a little bit.
I expected it because I did tell Dylan, I'm like, us all being movie buffs, you probably all had the experience of you show movies to your friends, and sometimes they like them, sometimes they don't. I've had less success with this movie, showing it to people.
have you ever had success with this
No,
one?
I've had people that like it, which I did tell Dylan, like I showed it to a bunch of my buddies when I was 17, and one of the guys got up and was like, I don't want to, like, so there's a scene in the
gay
movie
scene.
where there's a gay sex scene in the movie. Bradley Cooper's first movie, him and Michael Ian Black are getting it on in a shed. My buddy was like, I don't want to watch this shit. I don't watch no dudes having sex. And then the same dude got found making out with a guy at a party years
So
later.
when you said you haven't had good success, does that tell you something, Russell?
It tells me that a lot of people I know have bad taste.
Just terrible taste. No, the funny thing was I a lot of times that's the moments that you joke about. And so like with there being that gay sex scene, I was like, oh, Russell, I see why you like this film. And I specifically referenced that part, and he's like, well, funny story, and then told me that story. And then it is funny how the most homophobic people always end up like having just a little touch of curiosity on that front. Not that there's anything wrong with that.
No, I mean, everybody likes a finger in the butt from time to time. Right, guys? Guys?
I'm not.
Do we have the Crickets soundtrack?
Yeah, when you,
Guys?
when you crickets. When you
Just
crickets
leave me
here.
hanging here, guys. Notable awards. Do we want to go over the notable awards?
Does it have any?
0.
None. It flopped critically and commercially, and then became a full-blown cult classic. Netflix later revived the franchise with a prequel series.
And a sequel series. They had 2 seasons that are both. I haven't gone back to the series the way I go back to the movie, but the series are funny. And I think you would maybe like the humor because I do feel with Stella, like the jump from this to Stella is like maybe what you would want. Like when you feel like maybe they didn't hit the mark a lot in this movie, I feel like Stella they do.
I think they just tried to crutch on like being awkward, and like you have to like it has like a Napoleon Dynamite. Like it works. Like I still don't like Napoleon Dynamite. I don't think it's that great of a movie. However, like the jokes land because of the awkwardness. And this one, like the awkwardness just sits there. And like if you just want to be awkward and not funny, this thing knocks it out of the park because like it's awkward. But then like, yeah, like the Paul Rudd scene where he like knocks the thing off the table and then he's just like acting like a teenager. Like the concept's there. It just wasn't executed to a point where like I laughed about it.
I can't agree, but go ahead, Scott.
No, I just wanted to jump back before it got lost about his thing, talking about rewatching Napoleon, because you and I were talking earlier, Russell, about rewatching Tenet, because you were like, I'm going to try it a third time to make
Just to
sure.
make sure I really don't like it.
Yeah, but I actually, the first time I saw Napoleon Dynamite, I didn't get it. Like, I wasn't in the right headspace. It didn't land. I was like, this is terrible. I ended up rewatching it again later on. And like, now I absolutely love that movie. It's so weird. Like,
I'm hoping I can do that to Dylan with this movie.
And there's
I'm
one
not
other
gonna watch
movie
it the
that
second time.
happened to me on, and I'm a huge Jim Carrey fan, which we'll get to in a little bit because of one of our picks. But the first time I watched Cable Guy in a theater, I didn't get it. And I love Jim Carrey. And now I think that's like a hidden gem. I think it's hilarious.
I think a lot of people had that experience with the Cable Guy
Yeah.
because he was known for one thing.
Yeah.
Even with Liar Liar, like he's a little more serious in Liar Liar,
Right.
but he's still goofy.
Yeah.
And he's goofy in Cable Guy, but in a completely different way than he usually is.
So just on the rewatching thing, sometimes it's good, sometimes it doesn't really change anything.
Yeah, Dylan. Sometimes you watch it. And
So
you're like, oh, this is
you
great.
have to watch this again, Dylan.
Yeah, I'll watch like 10 minutes of it again and see if I can get there. Like there were moments like the moment of them go into town and then it turns into like this drug fueled like little weird bender and it's like cute, but then like it never pays off. Like they're
It's
just
just random.
Like once again, Janine Garofalo when she like punches the lady in the stomach, I was like, that's funny. But then it just dies. Like all those moments just die again and again and again. Right as they're about to be funny, I'm like, dead.
I mean, I just love like they're randomly addicted to drugs and they come back and they're like, it's fun to get out, even if it's just for a couple hours. Like that to me, I don't know, whatever. You guys fucking suck.
Oh,
It's a great movie.
one of the moments that I like is when home dude finally makes it back to the camp, and then the kids are gonna go over the waterfall. Like that part was funny. Like where like they haven't seen these kids in hours, and they're like they're gonna go over the Devil's Falls or whatever the fuck it is, and like they're just right there at the end, and then like he convinces the guy to go back, and like that moment was cute.
Yeah.
It was cute.
Ken Marino's great.
Ken Marino's?
That's the guy. Ken Marino and then Joe Latruglio are the two counselors that are taken. Joe Latruglio
You
went
know
on
far
to do.
too much about these guys.
I fucking love this movie, but they use a lot of the same people. So like Ken Marino's in Role Models. A.D. Miles, who's in this movie, is in Role Models. I think Zach Orth is also. I'm just obsessed
That's
with
another
this.
one of those that I've only watched once. Role Models.
Role Models is great. That was his let's make one for them kind of thing, because like everything he had done up to that point, David Wayne was like in the vein of this. And Role Models, I think, his first like commercially viable product.
Yeah.
But
I think
still Paul Rudd.
the other, like, honestly, Janine Garofalo is like where all the comedic moments for me hit. And like, I don't even really think she's good, but like, I don't like go and seek her out, but like a lot of her moments in this movie are some of the best moments.
No, she was great.
Like at the end too, where it's like her and I can't remember the guy's name, Professor Henry, whatever his actor. I know him from Frasier.
Frasier, yeah,
Why
Niles.
can't I think of the dude's name right now?
But-
It's a 3-name name.
I've got the cast on here. David Hyde Pierce.
Yes.
But I like the moment where, you know, it is a singular day and they have just started talking to each other, but then they're talking about like not being successful having a kid yet. And it's like, and I get where all those moments, like it could be funny and like, but it's just like so.
Well, it's like with Molly Shannon marrying the kid. Like, yeah, when you say
it's
she
fucked
marries
up.
a kid, it is weird. But the context of the movie, like,
But
she's
he's
going
been
through this
her
breakup,
support
and he's,
system.
you know, it's the juxtaposition of like this shouldn't. He's talking way above his years, and like, oh man, the constant gum gag, like right before people like fuck, they're like, "You want some gum?" Like, there's just so many things in that movie like that. So when I've showed people that movie, they're like, "What's with the gum?" And I think that's
15-year-olds, yeah.
I think that's the point of the movie is like you either, and not to be like you either get it or you don't get it, but you're either into it or you're not into it. So like if you can buy in from the first 5 minutes, you're gonna love this movie. If you don't, because when you texted me last night and you're like up 36 minutes in,
Yeah.
I was about
Doesn't
to text
get
you back
good.
and be like, you're not gonna like the rest of the movie. But I didn't want to give you an
You were
excuse to
right.
shut it off. So I
You
was
were
like,
right.
I lied and said, well, I lied for what I knew you would enjoy it. But it gets better. I knew you wouldn't enjoy any more of it, but I didn't want to give you an excuse
Thanks.
to
I thought
cut
we
it
were
off.
friends, Russell.
I'm telling you the truth now, Dylan.
It still counts as a lie.
Does it?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
No, I could see I really feel like a younger watch of this would have been a different take for me. Had I been a kid, some of that stuff would have been hilarious to kid me. But 40-year-old me is like,
So I'm
meh.
curious,
But my
like, you
adult
just show
brain.
your oldest daughter. Because how old is she? 14, 15?
Yeah.
So that'd be around the age I watched it. But then again, I was probably different sensibilities.
Yeah, I don't think I'm showing it to my 14-year-old daughter.
Dylan's like, no.
You just edit out the sex scene. Everything else is fine.
The only sex scene in there is 2 dudes.
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing is,
Were you homophobic, Dylan?
I didn't say there was anything wrong with that. You did.
I never said anything was wrong with it.
You did. You just said. So I.
Scott, run the tape back.
Russell says the 2 guys have sex and it's terrible. No, the funny thing is though is before I ever watched it, I on my TV, which is now owned by Walmart. Thanks Walmart for buying the TV brand that I have, and making me sign into it with a Walmart account, which makes zero sense. But they have an adults, like a parents guide on it. And so I was reading through the parents guide and it was like homosexual relationship and sex scene and the two gay guys get married at the end, which I didn't see. They didn't get like,
Yeah, they did.
I didn't see that.
There was they
Down
get
by
married in the
down
woods.
by the lake. Yeah.
Yeah, down by the lake.
I must have fell asleep for that part.
So you can't even watch the whole movie. You're trying to say it's
It
bad.
made me fall asleep.
Whatever. They can't. I need the camera on me so they can see me shaking my head of disappointment at you. It's fine.
I'll tell you what, I'll watch the first 10 minutes again.
Give it a couple years.
You said that if I'm not bought in by the first 10 minutes.
Yeah, but you
then-
got to give it a couple years because you got to come back in a different stage of your life.
Well, I did that with Dodgeball, like Anchorman, all those movies in that era. I always expected one thing from the trailer, and then when I watched it, I was like, that wasn't the movie that they like promoted in the trailer. And so then I would have to watch it a second time without the preconceived notions that I had from the trailer. Like,
And
and
you
then
saw a trailer of this on Friday. I was with you when it happened.
yeah.
So you need a second watch.
But then I would immediately turn around and watch Anchorman again. Absolutely hilarious. Talladega Nights, like all the Will Ferrell movies, the Vince Vaughn movies, all the like old school, all those movies, they are so much better the second time through. So maybe I'll watch this shitty ass movie a second time for you, Russell.
Thank you, Dylan. You're such a
So-
good friend.
So I'm gonna go ahead and move to the rating of this one. This one is by far a 9 on my scale. If it was on TV and I was scrolling through, I would not be like, you know what? This is a decent watch. I would turn the channel and not go back. As it stands right now, maybe it'll change on my second watch. But as it stands right now, it is a 9. If I'm watching this at the theater, I'm walking out.
Scott,
I'm right on his bus. It's a strong 9 for me. And it's the same thing. It just missed too many things. It tried too hard.
I got a counter now. This is a 1.
Oh no!
If I'm being honest, it's a 2.
You're for real. That's a 2 in your book.
I fucking love this movie.
You gave Obsession a 2 or a 3.
Yeah, but I haven't been watching Obsession for 20 years. Like there are some biases. Is it biases?
Just
Sure.
bias.
Bias. There's some bias going on with this movie for sure because I watched it at a young age. I still think it holds up. I like this brand of humor, but I also
Terrible?
have to counterbalance
Terrible
you guys'
humor?
9s over here. So I'll say a 2.
So what's that average out? That's 18. That's
what?
20 divided by 3.
7.
It gives it as long as it's not. I just need to get it above War of the Worlds in our
Oh, it's
averages.
I mean, we
it's
put it above
not.
War of
Yeah,
the
we put it
Worlds.
above War of the Worlds.
All right, I'm still giving it a 2.
Wrong.
Classic. Wrong. All right, well, so we going
Let's go with Dylan's.
All right, we're going Extract next. So this one was
fucking
my pick.
terrible movies. This was a piece of shit movie.
I didn't judge it
I hated
because-
it.
Russell, you have picked most of the movies, and I have not rated them all terribly.
I
This
know.
was just a terrible movie.
That's why like, Dylan was texting me about how bad this movie was, and then I was about to watch Extract, which was his pick, and I'm like, I really hope I like this, because if I come in and I'm like, this is the worst movie, he's like, you're being petty.
Yeah.
Well, the funny thing is I texted Scott, and he's like, no, I'm liking it. And I was like,
Did I say that?
Yeah, I think so.
Well, might have been because I was like right in the very beginning of it too, or something. I don't remember.
I was excited that Scott was going to come in on my side today.
Yeah,
I was thinking he was going to.
Nope.
Like I like the '80s throwback. Like there's concepts to it. They just missed the mark on every single one of them.
So, and I quote, I said, "It's not that great. Honestly, it goes off the rails the later it goes."
Oh, I didn't see that text message.
I did not say that I liked it.
He's like, don't put that on me, Dylan.
I don't have my phone on me, so I can't.
For
see
the
it.
record,
What was the first thing that you said back to me though? I could have sworn
that was the
you-
first thing I said back because you said, "Bruh, I'm struggling to get through this wet hot movie. It's boring. Hopefully, it gets better."
Oh, God.
I said, "I mean, it's an '80s reference, but even then, my vote is poorly done." That's the only two things I said about it, and then I went on to talk about how much I love Liar Liar.
I'm quitting this podcast.
All right, so Russell has left this podcast. We are going to replace him with somebody with taste.
Russell gives our podcast a 10 and walks out.
It's the cardboard cutout of Paul Rudd.
I mean, that'd be better. He probably has better movie choices.
Probably makes better recommendations.
Oh,
We love you, Russell.
I know. It's fun talking shit.
Yeah, like you picked Interstellar, you picked True Romance, you picked.
I have picked, I think. It's so funny because I was the add-on. Like, this podcast was supposed to be the two of y'all. And you're like, hey, Russell, you want to be a part of it? And I think I picked most of the movies we've done.
You are a cinephile.
I do like movies.
All right, so Extract is a Jason Bateman movie with Mike Judge. Sorry, Mike Judge, for confusing you with that wet hot garbage.
Better than Extract. I did like Extract.
So this one is Jason Bateman's character, Joel, owns a flavor extract company that's doing fine on paper, which is more than you can say for the rest of his life. His marriage has gone cold. His neighbor won't stop talking, and a freak accident on the factory floor kicks off a lawsuit at the worst time possible. Egged on by his stoner bartender buddy, Joel cooks up an increasingly dumb scheme to fix his personal problems, and a con artist drifts into town looking to cash in on the chaos. This is Mike Judge's workplace comedy told from the boss's chair instead of the cubicle. Lower key than Office Space, but stacked with a great cast doing petty, human, very funny stuff.
You can definitely tell it's by the creators of Office Space that had that vibe, you know.
Which I will put it a few notches below Office Space as far as, like, enjoyability.
Yeah.
But it wasn't a bad
You're
movie.
just coming in hot. Just gotta fucking just run it through the mud as soon as we
I liked
start
the
talking
movie.
about
It
it.
was fun.
Just terrible compared to Office Space. And
I didn't say it was terrible. I
Wet,
said it
hot
was
American
a
garbage.
couple notches below.
To be clear, if we ever do Office Space, I'll give that a 1 all day long. So that one's gold.
Yeah, and I think once again, like it's the time and era that you watch movies in. Like, I mean, if you watched Office Space for the first time right now, would you be as in love with it as when you were younger? And it was one of the top movies of all time. Like, I think it is a great movie. I'm not trying to take anything away from it, but it is a falling in love with it as a youth versus because like that's why I feel like you're giving Wet Hot American Summer a 2 is because you fell in love with it as a teenager and you're like, oh, there's nothing on TV. Let's watch Wet Hot American Summer for the 42nd time.
Yeah, well, I had it on DVD. Like, I killed that movie, dude.
You didn't have it on VHS?
No.
You were a rich kid with a DVD player in 2000.
No, I found it in like 2005 or 6 is when I discovered it.
What was this? This was 2009, wasn't it?
Yeah, the
Yeah.
Extract,
yeah.
We're going back to Wet Hot.
Oh, sorry. Oh, jeez.
No,
he's
you're
just
good.
he's just really trying to get us on board on
Yeah.
how great that movie was.
Just let it go, man.
Which I will say about Extract, and I think it's obvious at this point we're going to be pretty spoilery with some of these movies.
All of them. Yeah.
But I left my notes at home, but I wrote in my notes. I was like, oh, she's not actually cheating. Like, I thought it was going to be a different house because they
I
set
did
it up
too.
that way.
I did too.
Oh yeah, no, they did the bait and switch on that one.
Oh yeah, and so, but I was almost disappointed in her as a character when I found out that she had fucked this dude 15 times and like she actually had been cheating. I was like, damn, like, I was mad at her for a minute. Like, I kind of hated her after that. But then she told the guy off, and I was like, yeah, she's telling this asshole off or this annoying guy off. And then he dies, and I'm back to hating her. Like,
I had that note too as I was watching, and then I deleted it later because I was like, "Is it going to be the other?" Like, 'cause I thought it was totally going to be like.
I thought it was going to be because the guy who's the neighbor,
Yeah,
David
be like
Koechner,
his wife or
I thought
something
it was going to
weird.
be his wife the whole
Yeah.
time.
We never
It was
see
gonna-
her, right?
No, we never see her. Which
Yeah,
quick shout out, I met him once, and he was like one of the nicest
No way.
fucking people I've ever met. Yeah, he was super cool, super cool.
He's hilarious.
He
in that.
plays an annoying neighbor really well.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, he's one of I'll shout him out as one of the funniest comic actors of the last 20, 30 years. Like, he is great at, never really led very much. I think he's led one or two movies, but he is one of the funniest comic actors out there.
Yeah, he doesn't have to like try too hard. He can just kind of fill that role and just be hilarious at it without like having to have all the lines or you know, he's just funny.
I mean, he's an Anchorman. I mean, he's great.
So just by voting with people's dollars, the budget was $8 million for Extract, and it grossed $10.8 million worldwide.
Oh, so
So
it didn't make its budget back.
it made, yeah. Do you not know how to do math?
Yeah, but if you add in the marketing budget,
That's the $8 million budget.
is that part of? Are you sure?
Budgeting includes the marketing.
I don't think it does.
it does.
I don't think it does.
Dude,
I think the budget is. I don't have my phone on me. I think the budget is the production budget, and the marketing budget doesn't usually get shown with the budget of the movie when they put it online.
Pretty sure you're wrong here, bud. But we'll go ahead and go into that.
We're gonna test that eidetic memory.
It's only for movies and stuff. I don't have it for anything else. Like yesterday, we were looking up Project Hail Mary,
Oh yeah.
and Mike's like, kind of testing me. He's like, "Who directed that?" And I was like, "I really don't know." And then so Dylan looked it up, and he's like, "Oh, it's Chris Lord and Phil Miller." And I'm like, "Oh, they made the Lego Movie." And Mike's like, "How the fuck do you know who directed the Lego Movie?"
That is funny. Also, teaser, we're gonna be doing that one soon too.
The Lego Movie?
No.
Oh, Project Hail Mary.
Project Hail Mary. Yeah. You're like, please don't.
God, like that's the bad thing about how much, because I already had a bad memory as a kid, and then I smoked way too much weed in my 20s, and now like if you go back and watch the last episode we did, I forgot what I was saying mid-sentence. Nobody cut me off. I fucked my own self up.
We were just giving you the floor, watching the train wreck
There's about
happen.
10, 15 seconds of dead air until I finally called for help. I was like, I don't remember.
It's exactly like I told you, Russell. The marketing budget is not included in the final production costs.
Oh,
of the
yeah,
film.
because Dylan was totally
I
right
told
on
you
that.
that it's not
Look,
included.
I don't know a
and
lot of things. I know my armchair. I have an armchair theater degree.
Armchair theater.
So I wonder what the total budget for this extra.
Yeah,
I
with
mean, it's
marketing.
still yours was like a $1.8 million movie budget, and then it made
couldn't even do it.
$295,000. So it didn't even like.
Yeah, a lot of people didn't get Picasso's paintings till after he died. So
So this is gonna go down in history like Picasso.
Yes.
What Hot American Summer?
you'd see people with framed DVDs on their wall.
They're gonna be teaching like whole college courses based around this one movie. The singular day at Camp Farewell. Blah blah blah.
It's gonna be like It's a Wonderful Life. Like that wasn't a success when it came out, but then they put it on TV every Christmas, and now it's like a classic movie with James Stewart.
I don't like it.
So this is It's a Wonderful Life for my generation.
Terrible.
Terrible.
All right, so Extract.
So yeah, Extract. I think the part that messed me up was I thought Bateman and Kunis were going to like have a little
Earlier.
thing.
Her
going
character
on.
was really flat. Like, she didn't have a lot going on. She was more one note. She just served her purpose. She was almost like just a plot device.
Yeah.
She wasn't a character.
Yeah, they didn't.
But then like when he goes over to the drug dealer's house and like things go awry over there.
Now, who is that guy? That guy looked familiar to me. The guy that
Is he
punches him.
like a MMA guy or something?
He just looks so familiar, and I couldn't think of who. I gotta
I
look
can't
this
remember
up.
his name. Was his name Brad in the movie?
Yeah.
It's
Dustin Milligan?
No, Brad was
no, it's
the
Willie. Willie was his name.
Brad was the gigolo.
It's Matt Schultz.
Oh, okay.
Matt Schultz.
Matt Schultz is this
He
guy.
looks familiar.
I know, and I'm thinking he was he was in the Fast and Furious, Blade 2, The Transporter, and Blade. So that's probably what he's probably just had more like smaller parts, I think.
Yeah.
Oh, I do remember him in Blade now.
Who was he in Fast and Furious?
Vince.
Oh shit! Yeah. He's the nobody likes the tuna here, asshole. That's the old boy.
Yeah. I was like, man, he looked so familiar.
Yeah, I was trying to
He
figure
looks
it
a little
out.
beefed up in this movie, though. That's why I was like, it threw me off.
So do we not want to talk about the awards that this movie received?
Did it
win
win
something?
any
Dude,
awards?
it was just it's amazing how much better this movie is than your pick. So the notable awards are none of significance.
I was like,
It said it landed as
Got like the Palme d'Or or something.
it landed as a modest, generally favorable reviews release. It was not I randomly came across it and I was like, oh, I like Bateman. I really like I've liked his movies along the way, but I really started to enjoy his character and the way that he acts in Ozark, and then Ozark made me like really want to go back and see other movies. And he plays a similar character. Like he is very, and I think a lot of actors have that. You know, Seth Rogen or
Parts of themselves really in the roles. Yeah.
yeah, like George Clooney. Like a lot of them, they lock in with their personality, and that's kind of where they stay at. And Bateman definitely has that spot that he fits into. But this it feels like one of the lower echelon versions of the other characters he's played in other movies in the future.
Yeah, like this is one where there's definitely other Bateman movies I would pick over this to watch, but.
Yeah.
It kind of back to our thing, like if you're flipping through, like I'd probably watch it again. Like there was
If I
definitely
was flipping,
some,
I'd keep this one on.
yeah, some enjoyable moments. There was good cast. Old girl who's the bitchy worker on the line.
Yeah.
She plays a hateable woman so fucking well.
She plays every old woman you ever worked with
Yeah.
at any place you've ever worked at. Like she's just a grumpy, no matter what the company does, she's pissed.
Yeah.
And just gonna,
And every movie I've ever seen her in, she's always got a problem.
Yeah.
Like, she's always a bitch. But she does it so fucking well. And I bet she's a great person in real life. She's probably super sweet. Because, you know, people that can play that so well. I'll just spit all over you, Dylan.
thank you.
You need a shower.
It says my stress is high on my watch.
But she, because of Wet Hot American Summer, is that?
Yeah, no, she did an amazing job. And like I've worked in factories before, so I've met that lady
Yeah.
1,000 times over. And I know exactly, like, no matter what the company does, no matter what employees are doing, like, she knows and she's going to talk some bad shit. And she
I'm the
executed that.
best worker here. And she don't do shit.
Not a thing. She's gossiping the whole time.
Yeah.
Some of my, like, I love picking out, like, this one had a lot of random fun. Like, I love when some of the movies we watch, I just have random notes on, like, things that make me chuckle, and some of them I don't. Like, this one just had a bunch of random stuff that was so funny.
Could you give us all the random funny things that you thought from Wet Hot American Summer?
No, because I didn't write it down. Like, I was laughing about his neighbor doing the whole Rotary Club event, because I was like, I
You're
was
in
once a
Rotary.
member of Rotary. I left Rotary, but yes. I was like, oh, man, that's so good. But, like when
Things
Bateman...
you'll do for business.
Yeah, yeah.
I tried to join one, and I was like,
Yeah, I know it's kind of like a B&I really almost, but I love when Bateman when he doesn't even actually hear the amount to sell. He's just like oh yeah, it's good. He's like hell yes, like he just says he's excited to selling this for how much? Like he didn't even hear the amount. Like
I'll get rid of it today. Somebody wants to buy a video production company. I got one for sale.
I also love Ben Affleck's character because he looks hilarious with like a perm of long hair. Like that was just funny.
I wonder, because they did have one scene of him. Maybe it was more than one scene of him outside the bar. But it does feel like they filmed the bulk of his stuff in a day. Like they're like, all right, Ben Affleck, like we'll get you out of here in 3 days.
Well, it's crazy because Ben Affleck went on a multi-city promotional tour for the film in August and September of 2009.
I think he's the type where he's been lumped into doing, because he's not like, I'm not saying he's a great comedic actor or anything, but I think he enjoys comedies a lot more.
Yeah.
It's just not, he don't get cast in a lot of them. But he's a very good straight man, and he can be funny. Like he was funny in this.
So it also says that in order to promote this movie, Judge released a short in which Beavis and Butthead recap and critique the movie.
Nice.
We should watch that.
We should. Did you notice Judge's cameo in this?
Mm-mm.
Yeah, he's one of the workers. Whenever it's like the scene when TJ Miller is like, yeah, we were kind of thinking about going on strike, maybe. He's the guy that's next to him that's like trying to speak up.
Mm-hmm.
That's Mike Judge. Which you can hear the Hank Hill voice if you go back and watch it.
Oh yeah.
So this is supposed to be a companion piece to the Office Space, this time from the owner's point of view. And to keep it out of the studio system, he and his producers set up Turnian Productions and arranged private financing, then partnered with Miramax for distribution. Much of it was shot in actual California water bottling factory with actual plant employees used as background extras.
Oh, nice.
That would be cool. Like you're just working at a place and they're like,
Right.
we're going to film this movie here. Fuck yeah.
Oh, so I get to be in a movie?
Do I get points on the back end? Yeah, the hiring the pool guy, that part, I was just like, why? What? Are you really? You gonna test her like that?
The fact that it was so easy, I'm like, yeah, it's definitely not his wife. But then she starts being like, oh, hey. And I'm like, she feels guilty. And I don't know. I kind of wish she hadn't have been cheating on him. But then again, like, it's a movie. Who cares?
I like that he the gigolo just can't stop doing it, and he keeps charging him for it. Like, he keeps having sex with his wife. And
She's
then
like, you paid him off 15 times? He's like, 15 times?
I love when he goes. It made me laugh out loud when the 15 thing comes out, and he goes, "How can you even sit down?" Like I lost it. I was like, because it has that like classic way Bateman talks. You know, it was great.
And then also, we have a nice cameo of Gene Simmons.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, as the lawyer. That was great. Talking about, you want to put your balls in this door? Let me slam them? Like, he wouldn't let it go.
Yeah, I know. He kept going on with that, but that was actually kind of funny. See,
Yeah.
I'm like,
why do we why can't we just talk about this movie?
Can we just move forward?
We're gonna be at episode 100. Like, this is way better than what Hot American Summer.
War of the Worlds still is top dog.
yeah, I know.
Oh God.
I also love the line when Bateman's character is telling Steph, he's like, you might want to be careful with her. He's like, what do you mean? She got an STD? Like, it's like, no. It's like, some of those lines just like are so good, like the way they got delivered.
I love the talking about the old lady at the factory when it's at the end and he gives her the purse. And he's like,
He's
it wasn't Carlos, whatever the guy's name was. It was the old girl. He walks away. He's like, can you believe him blaming her, trying
Blame
to protect
that sweet
him?
little girl.
She won't let it go.
That was a great line. That was a funny
Ooh,
part.
Dylan, what do you think of I thought the band was laying it down, a little hardcore act, like when his band was finally playing. I was like,
pretty solid.
yeah, I was wondering if that was just like made up for the movie or what. You know what I mean?
It almost sounded like some old school Lamb of God type shit vocally, but I couldn't pinpoint it. But Lamb of God-ish at least.
I thought of Dylan during that because I was just like, I wonder if he likes that.
To be honest, I watched that movie probably about a year ago, and
Yeah,
I didn't rewatch it.
Oh yeah.
I keep meaning to get back to these movies, but then it's just, life and family, and
We have a whole week or
4
two
other podcasts
in between these, and then I find myself watching all the movies that I need to see
day
the
before.
night before. I have to come in. I was up at 2 a.m. last night.
Yeah.
I got through a couple. I actually had my wife watched Extract with me, so we did that. I think what I say I did it on like Saturday or something. I think. Mm-hmm. So at least I got a little bit ahead of the game, then Obsession, but then I had to watch Liar Liar and Wet Hot. Like,
See, honestly, if you put all these back out again, I would have probably watched Obsession again
Yeah.
before I watched Liar Liar or Extract again. I had not seen Wet Hot American Summer, so I did not watch that one.
I hadn't seen Extract either.
Yeah, that one was one that I just randomly came across, and it was a decent enough watch, and we were going with comedies, so like I think initially I picked like something that was very
I think you picked
Anchorman, I
Anchorman,
think.
but then
Yeah.
you wanted to do something that wasn't as well known.
just a little more
Yeah.
obscure.
I like how we bounce around with that.
And I do like this kind of like really obscure, kind of obscure, well known. Like we kind of
It's
on
funny,
these 3-in-1
because you're the
episodes.
cinephile that's supposed to be picking the most obscure ones, and I've been bringing the Gnome Named Norm and Extract.
Talk about obscure.
Another shout out to No Name Norm to be a straight to VHS movie. Like I really genuinely enjoyed.
It was a bop.
Gnome.
Yeah,
Name, Gnome.
that was
If you
solid.
were
dude,
a
solid.
gnome, you'd know that the G was silent. The popos.
Oh
I
god.
was thinking about the hearse scene. That was one of the funniest.
If you guys haven't listened to that one, go back and look at that episode.
Yeah, it was great.
That was episode
Or 90s,
3.
right? I think that
3
was
or
3
4 or something like that.
Episode 3, the 90s.
I don't know what episode is
VHS
this.
Vault.
We are
6
on
or 7?
episode 8, I think.
8? Are we?
Or this might be
Interstellar was
7.
4th.
Who knows?
Who knows? We'll figure it
I
out.
don't know.
It'll be on
This
the.
is 7.
It'll be on the title. You'll be able to see.
Just count.
And now we have to. So let's go ahead and rate Extract on the walkout score. If we were watching this in a movie theater, would you walk out?
On a scale of 1 to 10, would you walk out? I give this one I give it a 5.5.
He's just mean mugging because of the Wet Hot American Summer 9s.
5.834.
What is a 5.5? No, 4.5. I want to give it a 6 or a 5.5. So 4.5.
Yeah. Why are you going with halves? Like
I don't know.
you
Okay, I
got
give it a
10
4.
fucking
I give it a
numbers.
4.
Yeah, about time.
I get a fucking 4.
All right. What about you, Scott?
I give it a 4. It's like you just wanted to copy me, but so like, He just
Yeah,
ended
you
up on
copied
4.
after.
Yeah,
You
God.
copied before you
I was like,
could
no,
say it.
stay different, keep it different. But I give it a solid 4 because, like we were saying, like I think it's good. I don't want to give it a 5. Like I don't want. It's not middle of the road. I think it's slightly better than middle of the road. It's like again, like if it was on TV, if I was at a hotel. By the way, we usually still do that. We'll flip channels because that's like the only place left. But I wouldn't. I might not change it. And it was funny. It wasn't like a cult classic, but I think it was solid. There were a lot of good people in it, decent writing. You know, so I think it's a good strong 4.
Yeah, I think there's enough in it that makes it a decent second watch, like where you would not be opposed to watching it again. There's like the story's good. There's enough twists and turns with the plot line, and then the jokes hit, unlike some of the other ones in this series. So I definitely put it in. I'd say a 4 too. Like it's not as good as some of Bateman's other movies, but it is decent enough. Like I would not say it's a bad movie. So
Not at all.
So it does not hit the 5 or above tier. If I was watching this in the movie theater, I'd definitely stick around to the end.
Is that the first time we've all? No, we all did ones for Interstellar, didn't we?
We all did ones for that, and then you guys had to get all fucked up on this 10 point scale where you were like 9.8 for War of the Worlds and shit like that. No, it's a 10.
Yeah, it is.
10.
It's pretty bad.
Yeah, that's right.
I would have walked out.
We
on
didn't
that
get the memo.
one. You did. We talked about this podcast for weeks before we started it. But,
We both messed it up.
They were doing a great job of this podcast, Dylan.
Oh man.
Yeah, like if I could just get 2 co-hosts that would get on board and
Pay attention.
quit shit talking the scale and offering up shitty movies and rating
Shit
them
talking the
twos.
scale is the only thing that makes it make
that
sense.
sounds
to
like
people.
a lot of Russell.
It is
Yeah,
mostly
everything you
Russell.
have, you're like, you guys, and then it's just everything I do.
I just don't want to make you feel bad by feeling singled out, but I'm just only criticizing the things that you're bringing to the table, like Wet Hot American Summer being a 2.
It's awesome. Because he said Extract wasn't a cult classic. You know what is a cult classic? Wet Hot American Summer.
For 15-year-olds in 2004.
Whatever. Let's
While
just go
you
to
guys-
Liar Liar, I guess.
While you guys were in a drug-induced coma.
I'll use your synopsis. Dylan has the paper. All right. So Liar Liar is 1997. Jim Carrey. I actually, in looking back, I think this is the first time like all his stuff was like dumb comedy up until this one's like a little bit more wholesome. Like it's still dumb comedy, but like it was kind of like I think it was kind of a sleeper too, in my opinion. But it was kind of like had more of a wholesome feel. Wasn't as slapsticky like Dumb and Dumber, Ace Ventura, all those. So the synopsis. It's Fletcher Reed is a fast-talking LA lawyer who lies as easily as he breathes, and it's cost him his marriage and most of his time with his young son. After Fletcher blows off the kid's birthday one time too many, the boy makes a wish that his dad can't tell a single lie for a whole day. That wish sticks, and it detonates, that's funny, right as Fletcher heads into the biggest case of his career. What follows is prime physical comedy Jim Carrey, a man at war with his own mouth, trying to win in court and win back his family while being physically incapable of fibbing. It says, big, broad, crowd-pleasing, and genuinely sweet under the chaos. What a description.
I always think about the line
Pined over that all night.
40-year-old version when he's like, I watched this movie Liar Liar, and the message was not to lie, and that's a smart movie.
Oh, man. I just love this movie. This has just so many classic Jim Carrey moments, but also just, I think it was just I think it was well done.
It's just got heart.
Yeah, it has
it's
some heart to
silly,
it.
it's funny, but it's got heart.
Yeah, it has a good, like, it's got the cheesy storyline, but it's got a storyline, like, whereas opposed to some of the other ones, like Ace Ventura is just out there.
Ace Ventura is just a vehicle for Jim Carrey to be wacky.
Yeah.
Where this is more like, here's a story.
Yeah.
Wasn't the villain in Ace Ventura David Hasselhoff? Or no, he was supposed to be like Dan Marino or whatever.
It was
But
Dan Marino, I think.
Yeah,
playing.
was it actually Dan
Yeah, it
Marino?
was actually Dan Marino.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
But then he turns into the female, like he's trans.
Yeah, he was a transgender.
Laces out.
Yeah. But for me, this one, it's like 1997. I absolutely thought that that wife was super attractive. So that was my.
She was a big,
What else was
like,
she in?
she was somebody else who was big in the 90s, but you haven't really seen much of her.
Yeah.
Jennifer Tilly is her name.
Oh, no, that's the, Jennifer Tilly's the plaintiff.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
the one that I'm
Oh,
talking
that's
about.
what you're talking
She's-
about? I thought you were talking about
No,
his
the-
ex-wife.
No, I'm talking about Jennifer Tilly.
Oh, yeah,
Like-
Jennifer
Oh, yeah.
Tilly.
She was
She
in
was
a bunch
very
of stuff.
attractive.
She plays Tiffany as like Chucky's bride, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, she's
She's
very,
just gorgeous.
she's very, very pretty.
But as an 11-year-old, I was like,
It was the first time Dylan felt it move.
she was no. I think that was watching Wild Things. You know that movie?
Oh,
Neve
yeah.
Campbell and
Yep.
who is it? Demi Moore? No. That one was
Look it up,
my
Jimmy.
parents.
Naomi
used
Campbell, and I can't think of her name, and then Kevin Bacon, but I can't think of who that was.
Yeah, my parents would always be
Kevin
like,
Bacon was in Footloose.
make me like they'd make you look a different direction, but you'd always do like and then look through a mirror to see the TV.
Oh, that's where she's from. I was trying to figure out his ex-wife, Maura Turney. She was in ER.
Okay.
That's where she was from. I was like, what did I remember seeing her in that? She was in a bunch.
I feel like she was in a couple more things. Like she would just
Yeah.
pop up here and there.
Yeah,
like,
she'd pop up. But like she was 189 episodes of that, so she was
Oh, yeah, that
one
was-
of the major
she
It was
big
characters.
on
Neve
there.
Campbell and Denise Richards.
Denise Richards. That's who
Denise
it was.
Richards is another.
But
I
then they
remember
have
that as a kid. Like that was one of like everybody's like, we got to watch that
They're
movie.
like skinny dipping in a pool
Yeah.
and
What's this called?
kissing. You don't need to watch it. It's not appropriate for your young brain. It's called Wild Things.
Wild
He writes it down.
things.
Well, then there was a Kevin Bacon. What was it? Hollow Man, I think, where he
Yeah.
turns into the invisible guy and then he's squeezing the boobs. Like, that was this era of.
So many things that were like cheeky back in the day are now like considered assault.
Yes, they still were assault back then, but yes, they'd put them into a movie as a cheeky thing.
Yeah. It's like Porky's like, oh, we're going to watch all these naked girls. And now it's like, oh, let's take all you guys to prison.
Yeah. This is not appropriate.
I mean, shit. Back to the Future. His dad was a peeping Tom in Back to the
was he?
Future. Like his dad was looking
Oh, across the window.
into the mom's window. Yeah. Anyway, liar.
One of my favorite things, we were talking about this off air earlier, was like, I love the fact that even in something like this that's more scripted, it's always like Jim Carrey has a little room for how he'll just kind of, go off the cuff a little bit. And like, I love the outtakes on this. And the cool thing is that they still keep those in like the streaming version. You still get to see it. And it's just like, can you imagine being an actor or an actress with him? Like, you can tell the whole room is like waiting to see what he's going to do in the courtroom, like all these courtroom outtakes. And then like everybody like erupts cheering and clapping with everything. Like, I love when she calls him, he's like, he's going crazy and she's like, over actor. And he's like, oh no, they're on to me. And like everybody just starts cracking up. Like
Him doing the he forgets his line and he takes a piece of paper. And he crumbles it up. He goes, "It's a goose."
a goose.
The amount of times I did that as a young child,
Yes.
like in elementary school,
Yeah.
annoying teachers throwing pieces of paper in there.
I love it. And then like when he does the little, the coffee pot, he's like, for this you will pay a terrible price. It's like, just like he just like, where does he come up with this stuff? You know,
He's just an animal, man.
this was a sneaky one. I didn't realize this. There was a nod to Fire Marshal Bill
Was there?
at the end. So he kind of he put on like that as a character, like at the very end, a little bit. And so like, I never noticed that.
I never noticed that either.
It's like, after the whole plane and the fire department's there and everything, like he kind of sneaks in a little bit.
Oh, I'm gonna have to go back and.
Yeah, it's just kind of like a little nod. It wasn't like overly noticeable.
But it's like if you knew, pay
if
attention.
you knew and you paid attention, then you're like, oh, okay.
But you know the claw in this.
Because it says in the background, fans can see Jim Carrey's timeless in living color character Fire Marshal Bill among the first responders.
Okay, I might have to go back and look at that.
Yeah, I didn't even notice. I was like, no way.
We need to start figuring out like we can edit in the picture of Jim Carrey in the background for the actual episode,
I know.
like doing stuff like that. Which that's all off there stuff. We don't talk about that right now.
Yeah.
The claw thing, which my dad used to do that to me all the time. Except his version of it is he would pull, he would start doing like this on my head. He'd be like, "You know what this is?" I'm like, "What?" He's like, "It's a brain sucker, starving to death." But the claw thing he did was something his dad used to do to him as a kid.
Yeah. Yeah, my daughters reprised that. I don't like that's the crazy thing with Jim Carrey. I don't feel like any of his movies are like super inappropriate, but like she saw the Ace Ventura like butt talking thing and like instantly for a kid that's what their like their
The
mind.
funniest thing ever when you're that old, dude.
Yeah.
Asshole amigo.
But then you're like, do I want my 5-year-old going around doing no, I do not. Don't watch Jim Carrey movies with your 5-year-old.
Right.
I started watching it like 4 or 5 years old. Went to my cousin's house. We watched The Mask and Ace Ventura, and that was my first like
I
eyes
forgot about
open.
The Mask. Was that
Yeah.
before
Obsession.
this?
They came
Just
out
before.
So yeah, it was before this.
Yep.
But the
Dumb
Mask
and Dumber, Ace Ventura, and
Ventura's-
then The Mask.
all
then The
came out in
Mask.
'94.
Yeah.
So like, talk about a fucking year.
Yeah.
But then like my mom never liked me watching The Mask, but I watched it
It was so good.
20 times as a kid. She's like, I don't think it's appropriate. I'm like, why not? I thought it was more cartoony.
Cameron Diaz.
But then
I don't know why, but I guess it's the era of these things.
that
Like,
is, and Cameron Diaz to this day is gorgeous. That's like her, because they've also got her done up with the dress. But later in life, like every guy does. But it's, you see a woman with bright red lipstick and a red dress on.
I don't know what it is
I
about
don't know
her,
what it is about it.
I'm just smitten.
But you're just like, oh man. And then I'll rewatch The Mask and I'm like, that's probably where it came from. Yeah, that's fine. You have to go back and watch last episode.
Yeah, even the cable guy was 90. Like you're right. The Ace Ventura, Dumb and Dumber, and yeah, I heard that. And The Mask are all 94. That is a crazy year for all three of those to come out.
Oh, such a.
And then 95 was Ace Ventura 2, and then the cable guy was 96, and then Liar Liar was finally in 97.
And then we had Me, Myself, and Irene.
Yep.
Truman Show.
And then he was like Man on the Moon, Truman
Moon.
Show, yep, all that stuff is more serious
He
stuff.
had a run, dude. Like, there's very few
Yeah.
people that have had that 10, 15-year run that he had.
One of my favorite all-time movies, Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind.
Fucking incredible.
That one is going to be one we should do at some point because that's 2004, but it's so sad.
I give
It's
it
such
a 10.
sad movie. What?
I give it a 10.
I give it a 10.
Yeah, this is great. He just had a run, and I know he fell off, but half of that I think was self-inflicted.
Yeah.
I do love the fact that he retired from acting, and then he keeps coming back only to do the Sonic
Sonics.
sequels.
Yeah.
Like, and he's so, I don't know if you've seen the Sonic sequels or movies, but he's Jim Carrey. Like,
Yeah.
he's just being weird. I love
I
it.
think that's one of those things where like he definitely is eccentric, which I think anybody at that level is. Like, in order to pull like the characters that he pulls out of himself and like creates, he is an eccentric guy. And then like I feel like they almost took advantage of that with like media tours of like then harassing him into being like this crazy. But like you have to admit the guy manifested being what he was. Like, he wrote himself a check and then waited until like that came true, and then that was the year that all three of those movies hit, and he had that much money in his bank. Like he
Well, he also got a check for that exact amount for Batman, which he did after all those.
yeah.
So it's like he manifested it exactly.
And like, I mean, he is a very, and like, once again, like, I don't idolize people, so like he is the interesting character that he is, but you know, he's not working because they're not offering him gigs. He's not working because he doesn't want the gigs. Like, he's choosing very specifically which characters he wants to play in what movies. Like, because he kind of did the thing of playing whatever character he wanted to after all that success. He just decided to go a different route. And like, I mean, I do think that, you know, Man on the Moon was fucking crazy. Like, the fact that he stayed method in channeling Andy Kaufman, and
Which I'm usually not the biggest proponent for method. I think it's, I mean, everybody has their method,
yeah,
but method acting. But for that particular role, which I did watch the documentary, some pretentiousness in there.
yeah,
But for Andy Kaufman, who would have done that? Like, Kaufman lived his life in method.
yeah,
I mean, he had all those public feuds with Jerry Fowler, and Fowler, you know, fucked his neck up and slapped him on David Letterman. And it wasn't until years after he died that Fowler was like, oh yeah, that was all
a bit.
staged.
Yeah,
We were doing, like, he lived his life, Kaufman did, as a bit. So if you're going to play him and you want to go method, that is one of the few roles where I'm like, all right, like, it's, and then being Tony Clifton, so Kaufman and his writing partner would alternate who was Tony Clifton. So his writing partner still goes out and does appearances as Tony Clifton to this day.
that's crazy.
Or at least, yeah.
I thought that the Liar Liar movie was like a super emotional movie, because especially now as a dad, like, knowing how your actions impact your kids. Like, I mean, it's a scenario like last night I'm trying to watch Wet Hot American Shit. I mean, summer. And my daughter is coming out into the living room being like, hey Dad, you still watching a movie? And she's not going to bed like she's supposed to, because she wants me to like go and sleep in bed with her. And so like it's those moments of like which is more important, this really cult classic-y movie, or making sure my daughter gets to bed on time.
Wet Hot American Summer.
Definitely not. Yeah, 100%. I
So-
decided to go to bed instead.
Talking about this one in the box office, this was a huge success. Liar Liar made like 31 million on its opening weekend, second highest 3-day opener ever for Universal, coming in second to Jurassic Park, which is pretty huge.
I was gonna say when you called it a sleeper earlier, I'm like, I felt like this was a pretty
Yeah, it was a
pretty big.
Well, it's a
huge
sleeper
movie.
later on, meaning like a lot of people forget about this
the
movie.
staying power of it.
Yeah, the staying power. Yeah, because like everybody talks about the big ones like Ace Ventura, Dumb and Dumber, and I mean it was huge when it came out. Yes, but I feel like a lot of people forget about it and or have never seen it if they weren't a huge Jim Carrey fan back then, like some of us were. Like I think you and I watched.
Yeah,
it
this had a $302 million worldwide box office, and many notable awards.
Film also surpassed one of my other favorites, the original Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie.
Yeah,
Yeah, it also surpassed that one too. They have the largest March opening weekend.
I heard a great. I wish I could give credit to who said it, but I heard a great joke about the Ninja Turtles. It's like, why do they wear masks?
Yeah,
It's to hide their identity, man.
yeah.
It's like, who were those 4 guys that were just walking around?
Took off their mask. Oh, you're a turtle. I was
just so you
obsessed with them when I was a kid.
It's just so you can tell them apart from each other.
Yeah, the colors. Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
No, that was. I love Liar Liar. I mean, it's classic. The Pen is Blue is a great classic comedy bit.
Oh, and tell them the fun fact.
Oh, the fun fact, which I got to go back and look, but apparently, excuse me. I know it's terrible. Apparently, when he comes up and he's got the word blue written all over his face, they snuck in. It says BB King right here. I don't know why. I guess he was a big BB King fan.
I found the picture a little bit ago too. It's there. Yeah,
Is it?
I never noticed it. Yeah, it's
I
like down
never-
on. It's like down on the side. Yep.
So, some critics noted the premise echoes a Twilight Zone episode, "The Whole Truth," by a
Fucking
man
cancel him.
about a man cursed to tell only the truth.
Terrible.
Yeah, it's
Awful.
copied. They stole it.
It's copy.
Well, how could you? Go back to our obsession episode if you need reference to why we're doing this. It's awful.
Nothing's original anymore. I do have to admit, like, I'm tired of the exact, like, rip-offs of, like, the same thing, like, needing to be done. I didn't realize that The Equalizer was a TV show.
Yeah.
I had no idea. I just thought those were Denzel movies. I did not have I mean, I've faced this with music, though. Like, when I grew up in the era of, my brother was about 10 years older than me, so, like, during, like, the Tupac, Biggie, all that stuff, I did not realize how many of those songs were samples of previous songs. And then so like all of a sudden I'll hear some really old school like R&B music or things like that, and then I hear the same sample and I'm like, what the fuck? They stole that from Tupac.
Yeah.
When I was younger, that's what I thought. But then now I'm like, oh, they stole or didn't they used
Sampled.
these for making a new song.
It's like I was listening to an old song from the 70s, and in the middle of the song is the beat for "My Name Is" by Eminem. And I remember the first time I heard it, I was like, "Oh, it's like a newer song with the old school feel," and they sampled Eminem. I'm like, "No, Eminem sampled, Dre sampled that."
That's why I don't know what song that is.
I gotta find it and
You
show
do?
it to you off the pod because it is like I'm like it's the middle of the song. It's not even the main beat of the song. Like, oh shit! Like,
What? My name is. Who?
well, do you know the
My
thing
name
of
is-
one of the Linkin Park songs? They took a little bit of random music from the score of a James Bond movie, reversed it, like slowed it down, did some shit to it, and that's like I think it's
I do know that one.
is it in the end? It's one of their big hits.
Yeah, it's one of the big ones. I can't remember which one either, but yeah.
Now our music podcast. So if you guys want to tune in,
Check us out on Spotify and Last FM,
Yeah.
SoundCloud.
We got anything else before we rate on this one?
no, I'm gonna rate it.
All right.
Rate it hard, Dylan.
Yeah. So on this one, I mean, this one is definitely a solid movie. I would say definitely better than Extract. I mean, it's right up there with Wet Hot American Summer. It's gonna go down in infamy. I would say it's a solid 3. Like it's a feel good movie. I like it, and I don't really go back and watch Jim Carrey movies. Like I do think they're great. Like I should eventually show my youngest daughter some of these movies, but I'm gonna wait till she's a little bit older. But yeah, if I was to put all my favorite Jim Carrey movies, it's up there, mostly because of the emotional pull of it. But it's Yeah, he's just great. So yeah, solid 3.
I give it the same. Solid 3. I think it was the first movie that showed us that why he can still do comedy, he can balance it. And then after, because I mean, if you look at his trajectory, I mean, Cable Guy a little bit, but then after this, because Cable Guy wasn't successful, you can see him kind of moving to Man on the Moon and The Majestic and kind of
23. What was that?
That was 2007, I think.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, this was kind of almost a slight transition one, in my opinion. Like it starts to show a little bit of a different vibe, even though it's still his comedy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely agree.
Yeah, it's funny, man. We agree so much, except for that one movie that will go unnamed. But I'm gonna
guys
give it a
can't be
solid.
right about
I'm gonna give it a
everything.
solid 3 too. Just and I would give it a 2 if I was just for whatever. But I'm gonna give it a 3. Objectively, it's a 3. I'm a huge Jim Carrey fan, so of course I could probably give a lot of his ones. But
Same.
but yeah, solid 3, really funny.
Well, I mean,
love
you
the
couldn't
wholesomeness.
put this one at 1 if then you compare it to Sonic. Like, I mean, Sonic is obviously going to take 1 spot. So
It's just wants to keep saying things.
What's your top 3 Jim Carrey? We'll do that real quick.
I mean, I don't have me, myself, and Irene. I think I've seen that like once. The Eternal
Sunshine.
Like I've seen that like once. Like, and those are. I like Jim Carrey, I really do, but I tend more towards different styles of movies, and so I think he's great, but I would, from my youth, it'd be like Liar Liar, Mask, and then I don't know which one would take, because like I like Dumb and Dumber, but it's almost, a lot of people loved it. I think it was too dumb, and so like I enjoy it. It's funny, but I'm not gonna watch it 15 times in a row because that's not my style of humor.
I got you.
Like I like it. It's great. It's a great movie, but it's not in my top tier of movies that I'd watch.
I don't know if I'd put Dumb and Dumber in his top 3, but emotionally, like I have a soft spot because I remember I was like 8 years old. I'd already seen it. I stayed the night with my grandma, and we're flipping through it. I'm like, oh, like watch this with me. And that's some of the hardest I've ever seen my grandma laugh, when they come in and they're frozen together on the moped, and then he gets his tongue stuck. Like she was,
Let it go, man.
this woman from the 30s is like crying, laughing. But I'd say probably The Mask, Ace Ventura, and Bruce Almighty. I think I'd put Man on the Moon above all of his comedies as far as like artistic merit.
Yeah.
And this is like Man on the Moon is practically a 1 for me.
Yeah, it's up there.
But a 1 being a great film. But but no, so
It's only broken in your head.
It's a tough one for me, obviously, because I love so much of his stuff. But Eternal Sunshine to me is, I think, a brilliant movie. So I'd probably put that at 1, even if we're talking the comedies and it's not a comedy. I'm gonna still put it up there. But
okay.
but then I mean, then obviously like probably like Liar Liar is probably actually in my top 5, but it's not my top 3. But like it's the same. It's funny you said this. It's the same for me. I thought Bruce Almighty was absolutely hilarious. Like that one was just, and then Ace Ventura, because it's just so classic. Like I grew up on that one. Like that one was me. I was telling you guys about this earlier, about like I was at a basketball camp, when I'm like, 15 or 16 or whatever I was, and like I'm doing all the impersonations in the lobby in front of all the guys. You know what I mean? Like I was just, like that was just my style of comedy. I loved it.
Yeah, I think I was, and like I guess it comes down to like my parents liked Ace Ventura, but at that point in time I was like 6, 7 years old. But we were watching more like Saturday Night Live, like Dana Carvey and Michael Myers, like Wayne's World type stuff. Like that was by far, and so they were watching like Naked Gun and things like that. Those were the ones on repeat as a kid, and so I was doing, church lady impressions and stuff like that at that time.
That's funny.
Mine were like a lot of Mel Brooks was on repeat, and my dad let me watch
Monty
Blazing Saddles at
Python,
like
yeah.
7, 8 years old.
Oh, man.
Way too young. Like I didn't know it.
You'll get a kick out of this.
Yeah, my mom's like, he's way too young to watch this.
Ah,
I'd never heard some of those words before. That little colorful language.
We were allowed to swear as long as it was in a song. That's how my parents had it.
My ex had a thing with her son where it was he could swear if he knew what the word meant, but he was in trouble if he couldn't define it. Like
You
if
have
he
to-
said this,
Exactly, Webster Dictionary, Merriam-Webster Dictionary.
that's a good way to teach a kid, to be responsible with what you're saying.
My daughter's gotten to the point where she's trying to use swear words, and mind you, she's 5. She's trying to use swear words in creative new ways, and she's like, "It's hot as piss outside." I was like, "No, it's not. It's not. That doesn't work."
Piss can be hot though. So like I kind of have to agree with her.
It's body temperature, so it's not actually hot.
Yeah, but that's not a terrible expression for anyone, for a 5-year-old especially. Like I'm gonna start.
So
Anytime your daughter's around now, I'm gonna be like, Dylan, it's hot as piss in here, dude.
you're gonna mess up her colorful vocabulary, because like the way that it started was she was 3 years old, and I went to put her in the car, and it was like about this time of year, and so it was hot, and you know, she can form sentences and everything like that, but she's like, "Dad, it's hot as fuck in this car." I was like, "You're right.
I mean, you used it appropriately.
You're right." And so like I try not to laugh to like not reinforce it, and then I want to say it's literally the same day, the same car trip, we pull up at Lowe's, and then I'm getting her out of the car, and it's windy now. She's like, "Dad, it's fucking windy out." I was like, "You're right."
Yeah,
and,
it is.
and then so like I'm trying to have the conversation with her, like, "Hey, these are words that a lot of people like. I have no problem with it, as long as you, like, my rule is that you can't say it at somebody. You can't like call somebody a fucking idiot, or like, you know, you can't say fuck you to somebody. Like if you're saying like that's fucking blue, I'm cool. Like you can say it. You can say words as long as you're not being mean or hateful or disrespectful to people."
The pen is blue.
Trying to explain that to a young kid is tough, and she does a really good job about not doing it in front of other adults or other kids, because that's another thing. It's like we didn't tell her that there's a Santa. We told her, you know, like, it's fun to make believe and blah blah blah, but like Santa's make believe, and so whenever she's around an adult, she's like, "Yeah, I know Santa's not real. You don't have to pretend." And I'm like, I was that kid.
Other kids are like talking about Santa, and she's looking at the adults like,
Idiots.
"We know though." She's 5 years old. Like, we know.
Yeah, she's in on the joke. A lot of people think I'm terrible for that, but that's how I was raised, and that's how she is.
You've turned out pretty good.
Yeah, except for Wet Hot American Summer 9. If I would have believed in Santa, I probably would have caught all those jokes.
I mean, just because my parents waited till I graduated high school to tell me about Santa doesn't relate to this at all.
Well, that's why you got a yo-yo at like 19 years old.
Oh my god.
Dude, I got that yo-yo 2 years ago. That's crazy. I'm 34. My mom used to be real bad. She would hide Christmas presents way too well. And then it'd be like 6 months later.
So you got to
she's
think like Christmas Vacation, where he's like digging things out of the attic up there, and then he finds like this old present. That's his mom.
yeah, so it'd be like 6 months later. She's like, "Oh, here's a G.I. Joe." Dude, it was 2 years ago. I was well into my 30s.
like
And she's
20
like,
years.
"Oh, hey, I found this Harry Potter toy at a yo-yo. I was cleaning out a closet from when I was probably 12 that she bought it for me." So I put the yo-yo in my car, and then Dylan found it one day. And now
Is that
that's
the one I was yo-yoing with?
Yep, that's why we have
Everybody's
a
been
shop
yo-yoing
yo-yo
it.
now.
Yeah.
I've got one coming in the mail today for my 5-year-old. She's
Mike couldn't yo-yo when he got here one day, and by the end of the day, he learned how to do the tower,
cradle.
rock the cradle, and he was getting pretty good for a guy that didn't know how to yo-yo.
Like walk the dog. That's my thing.
Yeah, he started figuring that out. Yeah. So we got recommendations for movies.
You go first.
This week's recommendation. I'm on an Apple TV kick lately, but this one is one of my all-time favorite sci-fis, and it's still in production. Foundation. It's based on some Isaac Asimov. They call him like the godfather of science fiction, like they call Tolkien, the godfather of fantasy or whatever. But 7.6 rating on IMDb. I thought that would have been higher, but 87% on Rotten Tomatoes. But it's this story that takes place over like 1,000 or thousands of years, and and there's some recurring characters somehow. Like it's really good about that, and it's just like it revolves around a mathematician, Harry Seldon, who uses mathematical science they call it psychohistory, to predict the collapse of this massive galactic empire thing. But it's just like so well done. The characters, the themes, because it's like you get like religion, science, politics. Like you get like all of the big life questions. Like everything is just in there, right? And it's just such a good series. And I heard that I think they're going to make 8 seasons of it to try to tell this whole story. And right now, I believe they have 3 seasons are out. Yeah, so I'm waiting for season 4.
Nice. Yeah, I don't have Apple. I'm gonna have to check it out.
Yeah, it's amazing. I love
It's
it.
a good one. I need to get Apple back again, because now they're releasing a bunch of continuations of the ones that, like, because I watched that one, Silo, like you were recommended, and then there's the other one. What's the Mars one?
Oh yeah,
Something Mankind.
yeah, For All Mankind.
For All
That one's really
Mankind.
good too.
But I'm a big science fiction guy.
Yeah.
Like that. I enjoy space and all those style of shows. But what's your recommendation there, Russell?
I didn't come up with one until 30 seconds ago because I forgot to do this. So the first thing popped
You didn't
in
do
my
your
head.
homework?
I didn't do my homework for this
See,
one.
I was a good boy.
Yeah, these teacher's pet over here.
Ooh.
Try to agree with him
Here's
about
your
Wet Hot
gold
American
star
Summer.
there.
Trying to get Dylan to like me.
If I tell Dylan I didn't like Wet Hot American Summer, maybe he'll like me more.
It worked. It works.
Yes.
My recommendation will be a movie. It's another one I watched in high school. I figure stick with this theme. It's called Wrist Cutters, a love story. It's about a guy. So the opening of the movie, spoiler, literally the opening scene of the movie, this guy kills himself. Then he wakes up and he's in this purgatory limbo place, but it's only for people that have committed suicide. And there's no stars, you can't smile, so it's your punishment for doing that is like you just have to go to a shittier version of the world you were trying to escape. So he makes a friend, finds out he sees an old friend from his past life who'd killed himself. They get talking, finds out that the girl, the reason he offed himself, has done the same to herself. So then it becomes this like road trip buddy comedy where they're trying to find his ex so he can reconnect with her. And for a title like Wrist Cutters, it's not as depressing as it sounds.
Sounds super depressing.
If you can deal with it's the most comedic take I guess you could have on the subject of suicide, but it's more of a dark comedy. It's based on a short story called Neller's Happy Campers by
You know
Edgar
far
Carrey.
too much about all the in-depth workings of it. Like, if I gave you this recommendation, I'd be like, yeah, it was a good movie. I enjoyed it. And you're like, yeah, so it was based on this story written by this guy in
Didn't you just
1922.
give me shit for not doing my homework? Sorry, I've just instinctually.
Sorry, I'm carrying the podcast, guys.
This random ass one-off movie that
I've
I'm
seen
gonna
it like
recommend to
30
you.
times, dude. It's one of my favorite movies.
you're like with
Patrick
movies-
Fugit,
Oh, okay.
Shannon Sossaman, Shea Wiggum. It exposed me to Tom Waits. Shea Wiggum's character plays this Russian guy, so he has a band in the movie. The band is called Gogol Bordello. They're a real band.
It's got Will Arnett in it.
Yeah, I was not going to tell you that because it's a surprise when he pops up at the end.
Oh.
But not a surprise, but you're just like, he's not in the credits, so you're watching it, and you're like, Will Arnett's in this?
You're like with movies now. I mean, with music, it's like this song was recorded on this day and it was raining outside, and
Yeah. Like,
You know.
Which I've had somebody tell me once, they're like, when you get into something, because I just got into basketball like 3 or 4 years ago, but I know way more about basketball than I should for only have gotten into it recently,
yeah,
relatively. But no, Wrist Cutters, it's Goran, I forgot. Wow, I'm blanking on the director's name. Yeah, Nick Offerman's got a little bit part in it. Before this was 2006, I believe. So this
2006,
was a few years before Parks.
All right, man, you're putting us on to good. Like, why couldn't you have recommended this?
I'm gonna recommend. Let's watch it for a future episode. I did actually. I said on one of the previous episodes, I brought this movie up, and you're like, "Yeah, it's fucking dumb." Something like that. We have to run it back. Somebody give me a timestamp.
Yeah,
in
no,
the
that sounds like
comments.
a great movie, Russell. I think we'd like to look at that one sometime. I think that's what I said.
Something like that. We'll check
I'm
it
always
out.
so supportive of everything that you do, Russell. I don't know why you're coming at me like I'm like this hater, drinking this haterade for Russell.
Nah, it's fine. I
Do you
still
just
love
like
you, Dylan.
touching the microphone all the time?
I'm a
That's like-
fidgeter, dude. I can't help, and I'm.
Don't you have a pen to tear apart?
I don't want to do.
He likes
Oh,
to sit there
at
and
my-
bend the
It's up
parts
my
of
balls. Well, this was a nice Parker Jotter,
Yeah,
so
break
I can't.
the top off of that one.
Nah. Listen to that click. Hold on.
Ah, satisfying.
Parker
ASMR.
Jotter click.
No, this one actually looks. I'm using a Scott term. This one actually looks like a good movie.
No, it's a solid. That is one I had a lot of success where people would be like, I don't want to watch this. And then more often than not, people really ended up liking it.
Yeah, I mean, IMDb, it's a 7.2. Rotten Tomatoes, it's a 66, which I think that's probably underreporting because then on eBay, it's a 4.9 out of 5.
Yeah, no, it's eBay.
Yeah, they've got their own rating system.
I didn't know eBay had a movie rating
I didn't
system.
either.
Guess so. Oh, and it's free on Amazon Prime.
Oh, there we
Oh,
go.
shit.
There we
Well,
go.
we'll have to add that to
to add that
a
one
future
in.
episode.
We don't have that ritzy Apple TV like Scott over across the table giving those super expensive takes.
All right, what's your recommendation?
So I'm gonna go in the vein of Scott, and I'm gonna recommend a sci-fi series that is on Amazon Prime. It's called The Expanse.
That's my second favorite.
It is an absolute. It's concluded. So there was like I can't remember how many seasons it had, but it concluded 6 seasons.
6, yeah.
It was originally on Sci-Fi, and then it became an Amazon Prime. But it's basically a working class. Like you have people on Earth. Those are like the ritzy people, and then you got the people on Mars that are trying to build a life there, and then you have the belters who are the miners who are mining resources, and so then it's just the dynamics of like how these societies work together, and then like how they take advantage of each other, and then there's what's it called,
It's also really good because the science is very accurate of what it would be like or what it's like in space. A lot of people give it shout outs for that, where like the physics part of it.
Yeah.
It's such a good series. That is my second favorite. The Expanse, I'm so glad you said that, because The Expanse and The Foundation are like my 2 favorite sci-fis. I know they're both somewhat newer. But
I've heard a lot about The Expanse.
Yeah.
It was a big Reddit darling when it first came out, and I just never.
I do feel like
got
it
around to
kind
it.
of got like soap opera at the end. Like the end didn't finish out as
Yeah.
strongly as I wished it would have.
it did kind of meander with the writing at the end.
But overall, like the first 4 seasons are solid as
Yeah.
could be, and then it gets to where it feels like they're just trying to expand on things, and it's not as well put together. But like overall, I wasn't like let down by the
Right.
ending. It just wasn't.
Yeah.
It wasn't as good as the initial. And I think that's one of the things though is I think I watched the first couple seasons binged because I didn't know about it until it had been out for a couple seasons. But then once I watched that, now I'm waiting for that next season to come out. And so if it's not just like top notch, I'm like, meh, it kind of let me down. Whereas if I were to probably go back and watch now, I'd be like, yeah, that was solid.
I think we might have watched that around the exact same time before we knew each other, because I remember it being a couple seasons in when I binged it, and then I had to wait.
Yeah.
It's like the same timing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and it's stinks because like I do feel like, I am not big on the last 2 seasons of Game of Thrones, but not having to wait for any of it, I was like, yeah, I get where people are upset about the way that it executed, but it's not like so terrible. Like I'm not so caught up in like little notes
Yeah.
about like, the prince who was promised and all this stuff. Like I couldn't care less. Like it's like, yes, I feel like it could have ended better,
Yeah.
but I don't really care.
It's the same thing with me
it
on
was
that
solid.
one. I thought they rushed it a little bit. I know we're talking about something else now with Game of Thrones, but they rushed it a little bit, and I feel like her character all of a sudden flipped the switch too fast. But it was like, other than that, I was okay with it. Just don't get me talking about the Dark episode, because everybody that complained about that can suck it.
The dark episode.
That episode was amazing. It was like, it's too dark, I can't see
Oh.
anything. I'm like, it's Winterfell. Turn your lights off and watch it in the dark.
Oh
it's
no,
amazing.
dude! I watched that movie in the dark in the house on TV as it premiered, and it was color corrected so fucking terribly. Like you're not gonna like what I'm about to say.
Yeah.
I fucking hated that episode because you couldn't see what was going on when it aired on television. Like if
Yeah.
you were to go back and watch, because I've gone back and watched it on DVD, you can see it better. They corrected it better. You can see it, but in the broadcast signal, it was incomprehensible.
Yeah.
I could not make anything out. I watched that episode live.
Yeah.
I hated it.
Well, my thing with it though is just how much they had like it's seasons and seasons and seasons to get to this point, and then it's just like dead. Like it took nothing to kill the Night King, and I was just like, "What? What's
Yeah, it
like
was,
what?"
all
like,
spoilers of Game of Thrones.
Yeah, fuck. I mean, it's been out for fucking 10 years, so like if you haven't watched it yet, but yeah, like it's just like the amount of build up
Yeah.
to get to that point, and then there's not even like a single blip in like tension building. It's just like, yeah, he shows up and then boom, dead. And for me, that was like, yes, it was dark, but then also at the same time, like it was just,
It's too quick.
yeah. And I think like a lot of series, they struggle with that part. I mean, I watched 1923 by Taylor Sheridan, and I can't remember whether it's Taylor or Tyler every time. I think it's Taylor.
Taylor.
But like 1923, like the whole premise of it is like you're waiting for this thing to happen, and then literally in the last episode, like homie gets to the place, does the thing, and it's just like, why did I watch 2 seasons for like this could have been the first fucking
Yeah.
episode, really? Like you have all these things happening, and then there's nothing that happens once the guy gets there, and it's like, why couldn't you have built like some sort of tension that like maybe he's not gonna get to do the thing that he needs to do when he gets there, but it was just like dead.
Yeah.
It's like, why? Why did we waste 2 seasons to get there?
I did not like that.
Still love the episode of how it was shot though, but
It was
that's my
shot
opinion.
horribly.
Well, it's color grading.
It was color graded horribly, but yeah.
Yeah, like I mean, and that is one of those things. Like I mean, that's what everybody complains about. Robert Pattinson's Batman is it was just far too dark.
I didn't have a problem with that.
Well, see, you're
Because
talking out of both
it's
sides
the
of your mouth.
Dark
then.
Knight. I mean, I know, but that's the characters. The Dark Knight is Batman's dark. It's a film noir.
Yeah, but a lot of the stuff goes into nothingness because there's not a lot of, and like it shouldn't be well lit, but also like if you like it in one, like how do you hate it in the other? Like that's both.
Well, because in the Dark Knight, it was in the Batman with Robert Pattinson, it was intentional.
Yeah, and it was
Was
intentional in Game of
with,
Thrones.
with this one.
And maybe it's just the broadcast version of it, dude. You just can't literally. We had shut off every light in the room. Like I'm up on the screen, I can't see. Like,
And you could be right about when it first came out if you saw it like that. And like I
that was a lot
since.
of a lot of the discourse was.
But I mean,
when
did
it
you
first
change your
premiered.
TV settings to brighten it while you were watching it live? Because you could have just done that,
Yeah.
and then it would
I
have.
mean,
It was washed out though. Like it just didn't.
there are a lot of different TV profiles. Like I can massively change the look of something with my TV profiles.
Yeah.
So
I've got one that's meant for my eyes when it's dark, so that I don't like have bright things on the screen. But if you watch that during the day, you can't see
Anything.
a single thing.
Yeah, I've got one like a go to sleep setting on my TV.
Yeah, just put it on that and then watch it in the middle of the day, and then you'd be able to see everything that's happening in Game of Thrones. Sorry for the spoilers. I got a little out of myself on that one, but
So what's the next episode is going to be Game Night?
game night.
game night.
Another Jason Bateman movie?
Maybe you won't be so harsh on this one after I
think
don't.
this is probably my favorite comedy he's done.
Oh yeah.
And he's done some great, really funny movies, but this is my favorite of his.
like Horrible Bosses.
It's a good one.
Yeah. Yeah.
Bad Words was pretty solid. Not up there with those two, but it's still pretty good. All right.
All right. Well, we appreciate y'all tuning in. If you haven't done it so already, follow us on whichever platform you're listening to us on, whether that's Spotify, YouTube, or Apple Podcasts. And we look forward to seeing you next week for Game Night.
I'm out.
After a while, Crocodile.
Later.